All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh alongside Paul Zeise, and if you need a roof, make sure you call Ireland Contracting. They're the best in the business. They're #1 in Pittsburgh for a reason. Not only do roofs, they do anything outside you need, anything inside, do siding, gutters, windows, whatever you need. I encourage you to give them a call. 1-800-NEW-ROOF is their number. I encourage you to give us a call right now. We have a couple lines open, 412-575-2600 on the Borders and Borders hotline. We can continue the conversation on Penn Hill's football team winning the state championship. And, you know, if they were to play another team in the Whippio, like a Pine Richland, would that be, I think it would be a good game. I don't know who would win that game. I think Penn Hills is ranked higher than Pine Richland in the state right now, but that would be a tremendous game if they could potentially play that game. We're also taking your phone calls on the Steelers. Have a big game on Sunday in Oakland. You know, I kind of agree with what you said last night, Paul. The more I think about it, I think the Steelers are going to blow this team out. The Raiders.
I mean, they could, absolutely, but and I think the Raiders stink, but they got to get off to a good start. Yeah. One of those things, if they don't get off to a good start and they just sort of let them hang around, then I could see it maybe becoming a game where there's just some nervous moments at the end of the third quarter, early fourth quarter. I expect them to win going away, but I don't know that it's going to be easy the entire game.
All right, let's go out to the phone lines. Let's go out to Mike out in Bethel Park. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, hey, guys. Happy for Penn Hills winning the title here, bringing home to Pittsburgh. It was a good game. Was a little disappointed in the ending, though. That sideline shot delivered, and on the ensuing onside kick, the one guy got blindsided. That being said, it is football, but I'm amazed that I didn't see an ambulance crew professionally come on the field for a 5A state championship game. It looked like they had volunteers putting that guy on a stretcher, and I didn't know if that's standard procedure not to have a crew there.
Well, I know they have ambulance at all these games, Paul, and you know, I don't know how serious that injury is or was at the time, but the fact that they got to bring someone out. But I do know, and I can tell you for sure, one of those guys out there is Dr. Mike Rogel. So they did have a doctor out on the field looking over the whole situation.
If you've ever gone to the games at Hershey, they've got the ambulances there. There's real crews there and everything. So yes.
So we're hoping it's not serious, but you know, it's just a sad way to end the game. At that point, someone getting injured like that on the last play. But all right, more of your phone calls. Let's go out to Harry out in Elizabeth. What's up, Harry?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Congratulations to Penn Hills.
Yes.
And you know what? I mean, that kid, that was a shame he got hurt. But the game was over, and I blame the coach from the other team. And he got that kid hurt.
I mean, I don't know who to blame on something like that. They're trying to get the ball, and Penn Hills is trying to keep them from getting the ball, and things like this happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
I just don't understand why Mannheim Central went for 2.
Why does there always have to be a blame? That's what I don't know. Sometimes stuff happens.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate incident.
We always want to find somebody to blame. Sometimes things happen, and it's a shame, and it's you know, you don't want things to happen like that. But I mean, it just seemed to me like there was a scramble for the ball on an onside kick, and a guy delivered a pretty big block.
Yeah.
You know, if you think about it, the way that you do onside kicks, a lot of times, it's the team that's receiving that they're the sitting ducks.
Yeah.
Because you try and kick it on the ground and get it up high, and then you have your wall of guys just run in and knock people out.
Yeah.
So it's a really physical play, and there's a lot of chances that people can get hurt on those things.
I had no idea. Mannheim just scored, and they decided to go for 2. What was the reasoning for that?
But here's the other thing: their clock management.
That last drive?
Would make Mike Tomlin embarrassed. I mean, the bottom line was they could have had about 30 seconds, and then if you get the ball back, even if you have like 20 seconds left, then if you get the ball back, you can run a couple of plays and maybe get a Hail Mary and try and win the game. There was 3 seconds left.
Yeah, and you could have just kicked the extra point, and then you had a 6-point lead, a touchdown extra point.
That made no sense, but the worst was they didn't use their timeout. They had a timeout left. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what were they doing?
Yeah, the quarterback didn't run it out of bounds. They could have spiked the ball there instead of saving it. It could have saved their timeout.
But the point is, they didn't even use their time. Yeah. They had 1 timeout left. I mean, what were they doing?
Well, I mean, hey, this is a team that went 15-0 and steamrolled everyone. They haven't been in a situation like this year where, you know, sometimes coaches, you know, if they're in unfamiliar territory, you don't quite know what to do there.
All I know is he got the ball back with what, 2 minutes and 58 seconds left or not. You need 2 scores.
You need 2 scores. You need to be throwing the ball over the place.
To me, you tell your quarterback, listen, all of those cowboy runs that you do that take 30 seconds, then you get tackled. No. If it's not there, throw the ball out of bounds and stop the clock. But anyway, go ahead.
By the way, he's a Pitt recruit.
Well, that's good, but I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying. Penn Hills, JD, what's up, buddy? JD.
Hey, Richie.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Big shout out to Penn Hills, our alma mater.
Yep.
For winning the championship tonight. But, you know, it's unfortunate that the 5A games were played on Friday. And so unless you got your laptop handy on Saturday morning, you have no coverage of the game from the Post-Gazette. And then by Sunday, it's old news. And I just think it's sad these kids, you know, I guess they don't get their press clippings. But, you know, I don't know what the economics are of print media these days. But, you know, if the Post-Gazette can't do any better coverage of, you know, high school football, maybe they ought to sell out and get somebody who can do a better job.
I'm holding back Paul Zeise right now. You know, I don't know what to say really about that, Paul. I mean, these games have always been played on a Friday and Saturday.
First of all,
we're going to show highlights tonight. I know that.
First of all, how many of these kids ever have read a newspaper?
Yeah, I don't.
Every one of these kids, their press clippings, you know what they're doing? They're linking
Twitter.
They're linking them to Twitter and Instagram, and as Bill Belichick would say, Snapface and everything else. You know what I mean? None of these kids read the newspaper. That's why we don't print the newspaper on Saturdays anymore. Because if you're not 40 or older, for the most part, people have developed the habit of reading online. Everything that happens is online nowadays.
Yeah.
So there is press clippings. Mike White is out there at the game. He's writing. He's been writing about it all day. He's been writing about it all week. He's been tweeting about it. I mean, that's what kids today.
Yeah.
That's more significant than if you wrote an article in the newspaper, in a print newspaper.
Yeah, we're going to have highlights of the game coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. But, you know, I don't get a paper anymore. I just use my iPad for everything or my phone.
That's the thing, though. Think about this. When I was, and you're younger than me, but when I grew up, first 20 years of my life, there was no internet or cell phone.
No texting.
So everybody, that's where you had to read it in the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's different now. It's a different society. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that newspapers hung around this long. You know, I mean, they're going to start phasing them out, I would imagine.
The print copies,
yeah, the print.
yes, because they're expensive.
You save money. You save money.
They're expensive, yes.
All right. Okay, we got to take a break. I got a couple people on hold here. We're going to get to more phone calls. 412-575-2600. Back in a couple minutes.